Good afternoon, everybody. This is Watch Me Win Radio, and I am your host, Hosea Chanchez. And you are listening to Watch Me Win Radio on Dash Talk X. Before I get started, I want to give you guys the calling number because we're going to deal with some pretty cool and intense topics on today's show, and I just want you to write it down and have it. Call in, ask questions, and be a part of the show at 323-879. Now, this is my amazing, lovely co-host, my niece, Alexandria. Say what's up to the people.
Hey guys, it's me. What's up?
I'm going to be really doing most of the stuff with social media. All your questions and comments, concerns and anger and frustration, just point it at her.
Yeah.
Send it to her, but she'll be reading them and then we'll be getting into them. So this is my very first show, Watch Me Win Radio. And what I like to call this is a purpose-driven hour. It is an hour of purpose. It's an hour of passion, and it's an hour of positivity. Now, that does not mean that we are going to be 100% positive all the time. But what we will do is always provide you with tools to make it through your day, your week, and your lives, socially, your home life, hopefully your romantic life, and so on and so forth. And so today's overall topic, or the overall topic of the show in general, is to deal with some perspectives we have and some ideals we have, and tools are what I actually like to call them, tools to help you be your best self. So about a decade ago, I created a foundation entitled Watch Me Win. And what Watch Me Win did or does is it teaches young men and young women and people in general how to be accountable in their own lives. Accountability meaning taking responsibility for you as the vessel, the individual who was born into this world, this free thinking, this non-enslaved, God-given world, to take your power and be accountable to yourself, not only where you are, but where you're going, not only where you're going, but what you've been through, and then fellow man. It's not just the accountability of yourself. It's also being accountable to your fellow brothers and sisters in this world. And the other thing we deal with is this thing called energy. Like, a lot of people don't realize that we constantly share energy with one another. That's what we do, right, Alex?
Absolutely.
We transfer energy to each other every single day. And we, as the vessels, I'll say, are the source. So most of you guys know, like, energy isn't, we don't make energy. Energy exists. And what we do is we tap into the source. Just like with a light switch or anything else that we do in our daily lives, our bodies are similar to that. We are the vessel, and we tap into the source of energy that just exists. The other thing we'll deal with as a basic principle is fear. Fear. We'll talk a lot about that demon fear and the basis of how not only we can eliminate it, but assessing it in our lives. It's only one fear that God gave us as babies. We come into this world with only one fear, and most people don't really realize that. And that's not necessarily a fear, it's an instinct. And that's an instinct and fear of falling. You can drop any baby at any time and they'll have palpitations because we know what it's like to not have gravity hold us. But anything else that we have has been to us. And a lot of that source comes from the trauma and the fear that the doctor gives a lot of the babies when the baby comes out of the mom and the doctor spanks the baby on the butt. Well, that induces trauma, and that creates a fear. So we'll deal a lot with fear in our show. And then perspective. Your perspective is basically everything that you are. Your perspective on life, the way you see the world is the way the world sees you back. So in most cases, what you see in other people, whether they be evil, hateful, mean, low down, dirty, whatever the case is, or lovely, passionate, purpose-filled, amazing individuals, a lot of that is your perspective. It has more to do with the way you see things than what that other person sees. One of the things I learned when my grandmother was raising me as a kid was it's amazing how someone would do something to her and she just never saw like that spirit that I saw, that she always saw God in everybody her entire life. I'm going to give you guys the call-in number again. It's 323-879-4445. This is Hosea Chanchez on Watch Me Win Radio, and you are tuned into a purpose-filled hour. We're taking a call already?
Hey, callers.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, we're going to take a call, y'all. Actually, we're not going to take a call. False alarm. So we ended with perspective. Okay, and then giving is another principle. So right now I'm being a little long-winded with these with what the show is about, simply because I want to give you guys an idea of what you're getting here at Watch Me Win Radio. So it's a little long-winded, but it'll be an insightful foundation to have a greater conversation at the end. Giving, I'm going to deal with giving really quick. I know we have some calls. It's a hack in life, everybody. And it's a tool that I believe young people need to understand. And we'll dig deeper into it. But one trick that I learned, it's a universal trick, is anytime you are going through anything in this lifetime, anything you are facing some form of challenge, some form of negativity, here's a trick. Give something that you are connected to away. There's something in this world that responds to people who give things away. There's something about purging, something that the energy shifts in your life when you give things that you are connected to away. And that's one thing I learned, that early on when I'm going through something really heavy or really dark or really negative in my life, I purge. And that instantly gives me, it's like a hack. I don't know if it's biblical or what, but it's a hack that you use to change your life. We have a call? All right, guys, you are tuning in to Watch Me Win Radio on Dash Talk X. I'm your host, Hosea Chanchez. This is Alexandria. So we got a call. Caller. Are you on? You here? We don't hear you. No. Hello? Hello? Yeah, we have an engineer here who clearly doesn't know what he's doing. Got me out here looking crazy. It's my first show. We are working out the kinks, guys. Again, you're tuned into Dash. You're tuned into Watch Me Weird Radio. I'm your host, Hosea Chanchez at Dash Talk X. And while we get this, the board together really quick and get ready to take the call, I'm going to deal with one of the other principles is freeing your mind. Freeing your mind is just the ability to make sure that you are the gatekeeper in your life.
We have a caller.
We have a call? Okay. We'll come back to it. Caller. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
It's Hosea Chanchez.
Okay,
Hi.
yeah.
What's going on? This is Zoe what?
This is Hosea Chanchez at Watch Me Win Radio. You're live on air.
Okay, my bad. I thought it was a Zoe what show.
This dude said my bad. This is Zoe's this is Zoe's show.
Don't say Zoe what morning show.
Yeah, I'm filling in for Zoe. Talk to me. You got a question?
Okay, so my bad. Like I don't know what y'all was talking about.
Oh, my.
I was trying to call the show. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
It's more of a statement.
Oh.
My name is Dylan, right? I'm out here in the DMV.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Okay.
the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, right? I'm a barber out here, right?
Okay.
I don't know how it is in Hollywood, because y'all seem like y'all in Hollywood and all that.
Yeah, we are in Hollywood, man.
It's real crusty out here, man, and it's like a lot of things got to change out here, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you remember the show Sanford and Sons? There's a lot of places in Maryland that look still just like Sanford and Sons. Like it's not updated at all. They needed to really clean things up out here, you know what I mean? So that's one thing that I just wanted to express, because
Okay.
we represent out here. D.C., Maryland, Virginia definitely represent. We got to be on the map. People don't even really talk about D.C. People don't even really talk about Maryland as much.
Okay.
So
I understand that.
I'm trying to be that spokesperson.
I hear you, brother.
On top of that, I'm one of the freshest barbers out here, too. And
Congratulations, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, I got a story to tell, you know what I mean? Because that's why I've been calling Zoe, for real.
Oh, okay.
I'm respecting Mr. Sanchez. That's your.
I appreciate you, brother. Well, listen, and specifically speaking about what's happening in D.C. and Maryland, what I can do is just give you a tool yourself to be the best that you can be. And a lot of times our surroundings don't look like we want them to, or there's a lot of drama or trauma or negativity happening around us. But man, you sound like, to me, you are a beacon of hope in a community that needs that. And the beauty of you having the awareness that other things that are going around you are wrong or shouldn't be the way that they are. The beauty is you're not of that. You're in it, but you're not of it. So what you can do is every single person you come by, you're in a beautiful position now that I think about it, because you are a barber. Like, you're one of the closest people to young men and young women in your community. If anybody can help uplift the community one by one, that's you. You have more time with a lot of men in your shop, in your chair, than the average person does. So use that, 30, 40 minutes, whatever it takes, use that. I'm not telling you to necessarily minister to them, but we're here to help each other. So use that time, use your tool, use your gift to uplift fellow man. And I'm telling you, bro, you'll look out one day and everything good that you've done will infect your community. It'll infect the surrounding communities. So I'm proud of you. You're in a really good position to help people and uplift people. And it doesn't necessarily come from the outside all the time. We feel like government should fix problems for us, or, the older generation should fix problems for us. But the truth is, it starts with you. So I hope you are encouraged and inspired. And if you listen to my show, this is Watch Me Win Radio on Dash Talk X every single Wednesday live at 12. I will give you some tool that you can take into your world and infect your community for the better. Bruh, did he hang up? I appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in. I think he hung up. We hung him up? He hung up? Oh, okay. You're gone. All right, guys. So I think we left. Where did we leave off at? What should we take? Before we get into the actual topic of the show, let us restart something. The conversation. I'm your host, Hosea Chanchez. You are tuned in to Watch Me Win Radio on Dash Talk X. I'm Hosea, and this is Alexandria.
Hey, guys.
Hey, and we want you guys to call in. The number is 323-879-4445. Again, this is Watch Me Win Radio on Dash Talk X. We're live. So we're actually going to take a question before we hop back into topic. We're going to take some questions off of Instagram and Facebook. You guys have any questions? I see y'all. You're here. Let me see. Hold on. Alex, do you have you guys have some questions for us?
I think they're coming in. A lot of people are just waving.
Hi, everybody. Hey. Let me see. Okay, in the meantime, just to keep everything moving, so we were dealing with free mind, and I think we got to the place where we discussed you being the gatekeeper of everything that happens in your life, you being the gatekeeper and the treasurer and the security guard and the guard of whatever comes into your life. And then we'll go to intuition. Your intuition, as you guys know, it's an instinct. And a lot of us don't listen to that. That is the voice. That is the inside. That is the inside God in most cases. And what happens is we don't listen to that. It's your guard. And it tells you everything you need to know. People don't realize before we had language, before there were words, before the alphabet existed, we could all speak to each other intuitively. And we still have that ability. Like God gave us the ability to actually have not only conversation, but relationships with people without words. That is an intuition. That's an instinct. That's something that every single person has. And we want to teach you here how to tap into all of these things. Now, Alexandria.
Yes.
Is my young poppin' niece who has who has her, she's actually getting ready to go away to school to Parsons, right?
Yeah, in New York.
Parsons in New York.
Indeed.
Are you excited about that?
I'm super excited, actually.
Yeah?
I'm nervous, it's a new experience.
Wait. Now, did you say you're nervous?
Not a negative nervous, More.
Is there a positive nervous?
There is. Sometimes being nervous is good. But I'm just excited,
That's what you are. You're not nervous.
I'm excited.
You're excited.
Exactly.
Right? Because nervous is, in a way, somehow it's a little bit fear-driven, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And we know that there is absolutely nothing to fear, because wherever there's fear, there's not faith. Right?
That's a gem, y'all.
Isn't that?
Write that one down. That's a gem.
Right. Wherever there is fear, there cannot reside faith. And we'll dig deeper into that. And you know what? I think we're going to take a call right now, right? Okay, you're live on Watch Me Win Radio. I'm Hosea Chanchez. Hello. We got to turn him up. We don't hear him. You hear? Hello? Hello? Okay. Call back in, guys. We somehow keep dropping these calls. I ain't judging if you're on Boost Mobile or huh?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all now. We're in the middle of a gem or a jewel or something that's important. To help you guys, then we can't really take the call immediately. We have a caller? Okay. Caller, you're on. Hello. Hello? Nope. Okay.
Some people are asking for the call-in number again.
The call-in number is 323-879-4445. Once again, it's 323-879-4445. You see how I had to count that out? 4445. So, yeah, we were talking more about Alexandria and her being
excited to go.
Excited going to Parsons. Tell them how old you are, Alex.
I am 21.
21, going to Parsons School of Fashion. What do you want to do? What are you doing with your life? Talk to me.
What am I doing?
What's happening in your life?
My life is filled with lots of great things. I enjoy putting together events. I just had a dope fashion show that I did in April.
Yes. But you've had quite a few events, though. Not just the fashion show. She's been putting on full-scale, large-scale events. And we're so proud of you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I learned from the greats.
Yes, the greats.
Exactly.
Wendy Wakel Robinson.
Yes, from
Amazing Grace Conservatory. Okay, don't act like you not an AGC baby. Come on.
I am. No, shout out AGC, Amazing Grace Conservatory.
Yes.
Know?
All right, we're going to take a call really quick. We'll come back to you, Alex, in your life.
Oh, my.
You're live. Hello? You're live on Watch Me Win Radio. I'm your host, Hosea. Hello?
Yes, sir. What's up, brother? Hey. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
All right, so this is Dita Barber again. Now I heard what y'all were talking about. Now I'm
okay.
have some insight. All right, so I heard you was talking about the God self and the higher self, because that's what I call it, the higher self.
Yes,
right?
sir. Mm-hmm.
And how people should pay attention. Okay, well, from my understanding, the higher self kind of taps into the part of you that knows your destiny pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Because some spirituality, they talk that your higher self has already been through everything that you're ever going to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like your guide through your life. And it's kind of looking back at you, guiding you through your life.
Guiding you through your life.
So
yeah.
through meditation, I believe through meditation, you can get connected with that guide inside of you. And that kind of tells you what you need to do and which direction you need to go, like with your intuition. Now, with that being said, I heard you guys were talking about, nervousness and everything like that, and fear and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in my understanding,
did you get the part? Did you get the part that I was telling you about your community and how you can impact your community? I don't know if you were still here for that or not.
Well, no, I didn't hear that part. But me as a barber, I feel like I'm a pinnacle point of my community. I'm a pinnacle.
There you go. Exactly.
Person that I can connect and I give back to the community through the job that I do.
Through your gift. Exactly. That's exactly what I was saying to you. You have the opportunity to change your community. One man, by what you do, you have people in your chair for probably 30 to 40 minutes, if not longer. Right. You have a very invaluable hour with a lot of men that they may not get with their families. And you can alter the shape of that community. One single person, much like everybody else is listening. But I got to get out. I got to get to another caller, man. I want to thank you so much for calling in, and I want to encourage you to actually come back and listen to us.
Can I just say one more thing before you hang up?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Hold you up.
Go ahead.
Well, my name is Dylan. I'm Guy the barber out here in Maryland. I'm one of the freshest out here, and I definitely take it seriously what you just said as far as trying to connect to the people.
Perfect,
and really
brother.
Talk to the people. And don't let your fears get in your way, and your nervousness can help you grow. But it helps you grow indirectly.
Yes.
So just stay true to who you are. That's
right. I appreciate you, brother. Please tune back in. We're here every single Wednesday at 12 on Dash Talk X. Watch Me Win Radio, Dash Talk X. We taking another call? All right. You're listening to Hosea Chanchez at Watch Me Win Radio, Dash Talk X in Alexandria here. Hello? Hello? You here? Hey, this is Hosea. Do I have you? Oh, dial tone. Okay. Something's going on with our phone lines here. It's not you guys. It's us. Oh, yeah? Oh, okay. But I'm encouraging you guys to please call in, ask questions. The entire point of the show is to make sure that you are a part of it. Oh, here you are. How you doing, brother? I'm Hosea.
Man, I'm doing good. How you doing, brother?
I'm fantastic.
Man, so I'm calling because, if I could just kind of share and you comment, because sometimes I realize that we already be knowing the answers, but like somebody who it's just, I don't know, it just seems like we don't have a lot of people to share to, especially, I feel like, and not to be long-winded, but in the black community, what I'm saying, as a black man, it's like we're supposed to hold so much in, and it feels very uncomfortable sharing to others. So if I could just share a little bit, I'm in the presence of, chasing my dream, what I'm saying, I'm a musician.
Okay.
But, I've been a teacher. I taught 4th and 5th grade. I'm in Oakland right now. And it's very difficult. I was thrown into a position where I had to do a lot with a little bit, and I made it happen. And now I'm in a situation where it's like my higher self, my intuition, like you spoke of, is calling me to do music, but I'm still trying to make things happen so I can make sure, my root chakra is solid. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not insecure. Right. So I'm just kind of curious, like, what does it look like when you facing those obstacles, you facing that stress, and your higher self is guiding you? What does it look like for you to develop that trust in your higher self?
Wow. Well, let me say this first. I appreciate what you do. You, as a teacher, honestly, and I'm pretty sure you've heard something similar to this, but you are the background and the backdrop of our kids. Like, you are one of the most, if not the most, inspirational person that a human being will grow into themselves. You are the core and the source of that. Every person that's walking on this planet has some story about some teacher that either encouraged them, inspired them, uplifted them along their journey. So I want to say thank you for dedicating your time to the core of humanity, teachers.
I appreciate that.
I appreciate you. Watch me win. I'm gonna give you the answer to your question through just the basic explanation. Is to help you discover your purpose and your passion. Now, I'm an actor. That's what I do. That's what I'm passionate about. But one of the things that I learned that God has given every single person is if your purpose and your passion are two different things. So take, for instance, like Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey made billions of dollars off of her passion, which is talking to people and uplifting people. And it just so happened that her purpose is the same exact thing. They're in line with each other. So she made billions of dollars off of her purpose and her passion in lining with one another. And me, for instance, I am passionate about being an actor and being an artist and creating things. But my purpose is never to just be an actor on stage. Nobody's purpose is self-fulfilling. It's not a self-fulfilling prophecy. Everything that has a purpose in this lifetime, there's always a reason why your purpose and your passion may not be in line at the moment. And I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought because there was a lot of movement in the back. And this is my first show, and I'm learning that that's not going to happen here because this moment is more important than whoever had to go and whatever they had to do. So I'm going to apologize to you, but I know this like the Bible. So sometimes your purpose and your passion are not the same thing, but it's a barter in a way. Because if your passion is something that's different than what your purpose is, what God will do is, as long as you are serving in a capacity, as long as you are serving your purpose, you can always fulfill your passion. So what you do as a teacher is invaluable to humanity. So what I would suggest you do is just drop down to your knees and pray and meditate and ask for guidance so your purpose aligns with your passion, because your purpose is to help humanity. Now, your passion may be music, but what you want to do is you want to ask the universe, you want to ask God to give you an intersection so those two things cross. Okay? And I want to thank you, brother. And please tune in again, ask us more questions, check back in with us. I had another caller. Hey, this is Hosea, and you are on Watch Me Win Radio. Hi.
Hi, this is Octavia Burney. I actually missed the topic of what you all were talking about, but it was so intriguing that I continued to listen. So may you reiterate the actual topic of what you were discussing so that I can ask the question? Okay, so actually the topic, we hadn't actually gotten to the topic. So this is actually the perfect timing. We're laying the foundation. What you heard was the foundation for what the show is built on. And our topic is going to come up in a few minutes, but we hadn't gotten there yet. It's about purpose. It's a purpose-driven hour. This is Watch Me Win Radio. It's about purpose, passion, and positivity. And what I aim to do in this hour is to leave you with something that shifts your paradigm in your life, that changes your life in one of those directions. Well, may I say something? Yes, you may. Actually, just to encourage the one that may be listening, I don't know if everyone can hear me because some of the callers we can't hear what the caller is saying. So just to let you know. We'll fix that. You can't hear what the caller is saying. Okay. Right. So for me, I actually started writing a book like several years ago. Mm-hmm. And then last year, I actually said, God was like, you need to put this book out because writing is like my passion. That's something that I do like to encourage others who may feel lost in a time of need and may just need, I may be the person that they need to read, to listen to or read or whatever at that moment. You are that person. So, yeah. Well, thank you. So I started writing my book last year, and I just had so many things going on that was trying to basically stop me from writing the book. But God was like, no, you have to continue, keep going, keep going, keep going. Mm-hmm. Where in December of last year, I was in a horrible accident, and I actually was severely burned my neck, my back, my lower back, and they basically had to, I'm going to try to make this short because I know you're on a time limit, but they basically had to do a skin graft, which is taking skin off of my leg and putting it on my back. Now, I'm a writer. I'm in front of people all the time. I'm a dancer, and I also, I'm a nurse, so I'm on my feet.
Wow.
So this basically took me out of work from December. I went back to work in March. But in that time, everyone was like, no, Octavia, you have to keep going. You have to keep going. When something like that happens to you, I also model. So I was like, I can't model no more. Nobody's going to want me. Nobody's going to look at me and be like, oh, she's so beautiful. Like all of these things are going through my mind at that moment. So I was like, no, I have to keep going. So I really prayed about it. My husband was like, praying with me, my mother, my family. And I put my first book out in February of this year.
Congratulations.
And it just so happened. Thank you.
Congratulations. What's the name of the book?
It's called The Storm Saved Me.
The Storm Saved Me.
Yes.
Where can everyone get your book? Where can everyone get your book?
It's actually on Amazon.com. It's also on my website, BeyondHerEyes.com, which is where I share different stories, poetry, and just try to encourage people throughout the week or a few times a month. I just go up there and post. I've been a little lazy the last few months because I've been having a lot of surgeries trying to get myself back out there to work and I want to do a book signing in upcoming months.
Let me encourage you right now. And before you get off the phone really quick, we'll just say a quick little prayer. But I want to thank you so much because your entire life is wrapped in service. Every single thing that you just named, that you've done, that you do is about giving. From dance, every single thing that you are created to do, you are living in your purpose. So I hope and pray that you keep going because you're not living to get to you are a walking, living, existing vessel. And the things that you've gone through in life, as you already know, it sounds like they don't define you. And what they do is they make not only your story more relatable, there's so many young men and women who walk around with the exact same feelings you have that haven't been through as much as you've been through or been through even more. But what you are is a testimony. Your test is a testimony. Nothing you go through in this lifetime is just to hurt you or to harm you. Everything leads you back to not only to God, but to something influential in somebody else's life. And we know everything that we go through is not just for us, it's to help somebody. And every single thing that you do in your life is about helping people in service. So I want people to actually go and get your book. I'm gonna go buy your book as soon as we're off the radio.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And please call back in, and I hope maybe we can get you either on the show to talk about the book, or we can, do as much as we can to promote it because your story is something that people need to hear. I want to encourage you. I pray to God that you are uplifted, you are inspired to keep going, and I pray every single thing that you continue to go through in this lifetime, you have this positive, uplifted attitude about it. Because that's what really life is about. It's not what we go through, it's how we get through it. And you seem to be one of the people who are getting through your life in a positive way. And I promise you, and I know this, no matter how long it takes, wherever it is you desire to go, God will always light that way for you. Okay?
Thank you.
So call me back. Let's talk. This is my first show, so I want to get, I want people to be a part of it. So call me.
Yes, I will. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Wow.
That was deep.
That was really inspiring, right? Isn't it? It's interesting how you can go. I'm going to give you guys you're listening to Hosea Chanchez at Watch Me Win Radio. And you can call us and ask questions at 323-879-4445. It's interesting how things that you go through in life, there's always something in somebody who's experienced something either similar or worse in a way that gives you the inspiration and the courage to make it through it, right?
Absolutely.
And those people are, me and Mitch were talking yesterday about those people are trailblazers. Yeah. You're trailblazers. So today's topic that we want to discuss is something that's really near and dear to me, particularly with young men in today's time. is the amount of trauma that everybody is facing in the world in today's times. And I want to make it a trending topic in a way, because I feel that the trauma that people are experiencing is really dangerous. One of the words that I've been hearing a lot is toxic masculinity. Have you heard of it?
I have.
Yeah. And to know that, toxic is a poison, and we have young boys today. I know we're in an age where, the sun is shining in the right direction for our counterparts, for women. Mm-hmm. And we're moving in a positive direction that we need to go in as a society and as humanity. Like, we need to get to a place where everything is equal. Everybody has equality across the board. That's what life should be. But one of the things that I am distracted by in today's times in our march forward for women is, in my opinion, our march backwards for our young boys. Mm. And that is by the labeling of young men, making them feel as if they're not good enough. They are confined to the opinions of people who have come before them. They are damaged in some way because they are male. So I feel that we've got to get to a place where we can heal our damage that we've done to women over the years, but we also don't step backwards and create more monsters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the overall topic of that for me starts with trauma. I want to start at the core of it. You are listening to Hosea Chanchez on Watch Me Win Radio on Dash Talk X. And I'm going to give you guys the number again so you can please just call in and be a part of the conversation. It's 323-879-4445. Right now we are talking about trauma and young men, specifically in trauma. And then we'll ask some questions to the young women too. There are 5 stages to trauma, okay? There are 5 basic principal stages of trauma. And the first step, and everything that I give you now, is really to overcome this, because a lot of us are dealing with abuse, mental abuse, lack of father in the household, sexual abuse, even physical abuse, and the trauma of loss and disappointment. There's a lot of, as a man, especially as a man of color, there is a lot of responsibility placed on your shoulders to do the right thing, to be the right thing, to not go to jail, to, have, money, to, make it into the league. There's so much pressure for young, particularly young black boys or young boys of color, that other cultures and people don't have. So I want to give you guys the tools to overcome those things. There's 5 stages of trauma. One is to acknowledge it. So whatever you've gone through in life, we can't open the door if, like, we're in the middle of talking. Sorry guys, because I'm distracted. So, but I need you guys to hear that, though. I'm sorry, guys. So there are 5 stages of trauma. One is to acknowledge that you have the trauma that you've experienced in your life. Whatever you've gone through, however you've gone through it, you need to acknowledge that it's there. That's stage 1. Stage 2 is access. So once you acknowledge that there's something there that's there in your life, once you acknowledge that there's an issue, you have to be able to access it. Because it's not enough just to know that it's there. You gotta, source it. You gotta go back to it, trace the root of it. And that's accessing it. And then number 3 is you have to deal with it. Now, dealing with the issue is bigger than, saying I have the issue, or, saying this is the root of the issue. To deal with the issue is to process what's happened. The source, the root, the pain, the suffering, you have to deal with it. How does it make you feel? How did it make your family feel? How do you grow from it? How do you get, that's dealing with it, is thinking about it and writing down all the experiences of it. And then number 4 is healing from it. Now, there are 3 stages to healing, but how you heal from it is to understand that all the damage that's been done to you in your life, whatever it is that has kept you back or even kept you negatively forward or whatever it is, you have to process it, then heal from it. You have to make a conscious effort and a conscious decision to say, I'm going to attack this from a perspective that allows me to be healed from it. And there's 3 stages to healing also. There's forgiveness of God. That means you got to ask God to forgive you, ask whoever and whatever is out there in the universe to in a way to wipe that slate clean from you. Then there's forgiveness of others. So whoever has wronged you or induced this trauma into your life, and the people that have benefited from it, you have to have forgiveness for them. And then number 3, which is the most important of the 3, is forgiveness of self. Now, as we know, we are all walking around holding ourselves really down by some things that either have happened to us or that we've done in our lives. And forgiveness of self is the most important one, because number 1 is already done. All you have to do is ask for it. You probably don't even have to ask for it. You have to probably think about it. God will forgive you for whatever you've gone through. And then it may be a little bit more challenging, but most people that you ask to forgive you for something will probably do it. Or the act or the word of forgiveness, it will incite a form of openness to another person. But to you, forgiveness of self will be the hardest one to overcome, because we hold ourselves down. We hold ourselves back by things that don't mean anything anymore. Because the truth is, whatever the trauma is, whatever you've gone through, it doesn't exist anymore. It exists in your mind. It is a memory. So if you can find a way, and I'll teach you those ways in a later show, how to go in and extract that memory. And again, forgiveness of God, forgiveness of others, and forgiveness of self. And that's where your healing comes. And then number 5, I'm going to give you guys the number again to call in. It's 323-879-4445. You listen to Hosea Chanchez or Watch Me Win Radio. And number 5, and we're dealing with the topic of trauma right now, specifically with young men. Number 5, we dealt with the acknowledgement of it. 2, accessing it. 3, dealing with it. And 4, healing from it. And then number 5 is use it. Now, how you use it, every single thing that you go through in this lifetime is to help somebody else. Using it is your testimony. It's the young lady that just called in. She's using all of the trauma and things that have happened to her in her life to help other people. And this is how you turn your lesson into a blessing for somebody else, because everything we experience in this lifetime is to help somebody else. Nothing we go through in this life is just for us to hold and to keep. So using it. You guys got it? That makes sense? No, they ain't got it. Okay, so we're dealing with trauma, acknowledging it, accessing it, dealing with it, healing from it, and using it. Now, I want to take some calls because I'd like to see if you guys have any questions, if I'm articulating myself correctly. I'll be your host, Hosea Chanchez. Listen to Watch Me Win Radio on Dash Talk X, and the number is 323-879-4445. We got some callers? Or we have some questions here. There are questions? Alex, we got some social media stuff happening.
Let's see.
Yeah? Okay, we got some questions here, but I can't get, how do I get this? Okay, so they're coming up sideways, Alex. All right, we got a caller in. Hold on one second, guys. Hey, hello, this is Hosea, Watch Me Win Radio.
How you doing, bro? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I tried to call earlier, but y'all couldn't hear me on my end. And I just want to congratulate you guys. First of all, I appreciate what you're doing. I like what you're doing.
Thank you.
And let Zoe Williams know I appreciate what he's doing for the people, because he has opened platforms up for a couple of people. And,
awesome.
hey, that's commendable. But on the topic, bro, I hear you preaching and you speaking some good words to the people. And you're giving some good inspiration.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
You know the good book.
Yes, sir.
I hear the word shining through you.
Uh-oh, brother, you breaking up on us. We can't hear you. You sound like a robot. But thank you for calling in. I really appreciate you. You can try me back anytime. I'm here, 323-879-4445. Okay. Thank you, guys. So, Alex,
I'm just really seeing a lot of comments.
Okay, well, what are they saying? Let's talk about the comments. I want to tell you guys, too, this is our first show, and I want to thank you for being patient with us. And this is Watch Me Win Radio. It's an hour of purpose, passion, and positivity in your day.
Indeed. Okay. Let's see. I saw a good one earlier. I think
guys, we're dealing with the 5 stages of trauma. Young men and trauma in today's society, and giving everybody the tools to deal with trauma in your life. And we talked about number one is to acknowledge the trauma or the incidents that have happened, and 2 is to access them. Building a bridge to getting to the source of whatever it is. And 3 is dealing with the issue. 4 is healing from the issue. And 5 is using it. That's your testimony to help someone else.
So someone said, I have faith, but at the same time, I struggle with not being in control or the certainty of knowing the outcome of achieving my career goals. So it's about faith. That was the real Malcolm R. That said that. Okay.
Well, Malcolm, so you have faith, but you have trouble struggling with the certainty. So faith is the substance of things hoped for and not seen, right? Mm-hmm. So, one thing that really changed my perspective on faith growing up in Alabama in church. One thing that changed my perspective on faith was that faith always seemed to me to be something that was iffy. It was like, I have faith, like you saying I'm going to the store. Well, I have faith that I'm going to make it over there. I have faith that I'm going to make it home. I have faith that I'm going to make it home. But there's a difference in having faith and belief and knowing, like saying, I have faith that God exists. Mm-hmm. Well, there's still, there's a chance that God might not exist. But I know that God exists it's a different energy. It's a different feel. Mm-hmm. It's a different trust in God and in God's plan in your life. And that's the difference between the people who actually really accomplish their goals and their dreams versus people who kind of ride the fence and then slowly get there. You have to know, Malcolm, that whatever it is that is your passion, your life's calling, you have to know that is your goal in your life. That is your purpose in life. Mm-hmm. If you just have faith that that's your purpose, then I have faith that that's it, and I have faith that maybe it will. It's the substance of things hoped for but not seen. But when you change, we do. Okay, but when you change your perspective from faith to belief, in knowing. It's a different energy that you are trusting in God versus having faith in it. Does that make sense? We have a caller? All right, guys, you're on live with Hosea Chanchez, Watching Radio. You have a question?
Hey, guys, it's Tisa.
Hey.
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 Hi. Hi, Tisa.
Hi.
Did you just want to be on air?
No, I didn't just want to be on air. I was kind of just listening to what you were saying about, the 5 stages of trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Me being a single mother raising a black son, I think about every day the traumas and things that he will have to experience growing up. And it scares me. Like, it scared me to the point where I've even thought about not having any more children. Just because I already see what so many young black men go through now, and I can only imagine how much worse it's going to get by the time Dwight gets of age. You know what I'm saying? So, I struggle with that.
So you as a parent have, it's your job to provide your kid with all the necessary tools for them to make it in this life. And here's one of the things that I would suggest to young mothers, and particularly young mothers who have young boys of color. Equip your child with something bigger than fear. Equip your kid, because these are things that we can learn later, but when your parents teach you how to walk this planet with faith, when your parents teach you how to walk this planet with expectancy of the best, that is the best thing you can do for a young man. I don't listen. I would definitely suggest not implementing fear into young black boys. And that's a topic that we're going to deal with too, is this overall stance that there is a cop to shoot you. There is a white man to hold you back. There's all these fears that we have got to figure out how to not induce that into our boys' lives. Because what happens is you end up drawing that to you. So you always reap what you sow, and we all know that. And if you're sowing thoughts of fear, thoughts of being shot, thoughts of being killed, thoughts of trauma in your life because you're a kid and your parents taught you that, then you have no choice but to produce that effect. You only get the fruit that you plant. You're not going to get anything else. If you plant an apple, you will not get a watermelon. If you have fear of being shot, you are adding a target into your life. We can't expect faith to work in the department of good things only. You got to know that faith works in every single instance of our lives. So whatever your fears are, making sure that you don't add those to his life. Let him walk this earth as, a white guy who grew up in, the upper echelon of New York. Like, your kid should feel just as free as the white guy who, grew up off of Park Avenue. They should have the same exact ideals of themselves walking on the streets, in my opinion. And that will get you and him closer to being successful in life. I guarantee you. But we're going to deal more with that topic. So maybe even next week, will you call back in and then have more of a dialogue with me? I got to get to.
I'll
thank
call
you.
in every week.
Yes, thank you.
I'm on the show.
Thank you. Yes, for sure. Thank you so much. All right, you're listening to Hosea Chanchez, Watch Me Win Radio Talk X. Before I get out of here, I wanted to set up the show and have a little more time for this. But this is something this platform is something that I have and do want to use to not only uplift you mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally in your life and in your day. And one of the tricks that I've learned in my life so far is that your physical wellness is one of the most important pieces to having a balanced life. And I know everybody can't afford to go to the gym. I know everybody can't afford to have a trainer, but I have one. And what my trainer has done, we have the same exact mindset. It is of mind first. And what I want to do is I want to make sure that each week we're gonna film some stuff together, and he's gonna give you free nutrition, diet, and exercise tips on how to make it through your day, through your life, and through your week, so your body can match your mind. And I'm just going to introduce him to you guys, and then he's going to talk more later. But I just want you to I want to introduce you to, TJ, come over here. Can you come over here? Come on. Just say hey, TJ.
Hey, how you guys doing?
This man right here has helped to change my life, and I want him to help you change your life. I'm Hosea Chanchez. You are listening to Watch Me Win Radio on Dash Talk X. This is my first show, and I'm out. Come back every Wednesday, 12 noon, live. Thank you. Am I out of time? I got a minute left. Yay! We did it!